Welcome to Main Street Today, a podcast or what we describe as radio on demand. Music, lifestyle, business, sports, feel-good stories about you and where you live. I'm Devin O'Day, and I'll be your host for this shareable show. For more on each story, you can subscribe and visit us at mainstreetmediatn.com. Follow us on Facebook and reach out to me if you have a story. Main Street Today starts now. Pass some of them. Hi, guys.
Hey, Devin.
I'm so blown away by John Waite. How are you, my friend?
I'm good, having some coffee.
It was a lot of fun. Man, I didn't know it was that much. There's 8,000 things going on all at once.
One of the things we've probably taken for granted is good old-fashioned communication. There's no one way to reach people. So we here at Main Street are communicating through every means possible to make the messages of our hometown accessible. So whether it's a Facebook video, online news, our traditional newspapers available in newsstands, or for an unbelievably affordable subscription price, or here in our podcast, something we like to call radio on demand. You can follow us, you can subscribe, you can even clip an article and send it to someone in the mail. We are your hometown. We are your Main Street. And don't forget to share. Welcome in, welcome in. It is Main Street Today time. I am so excited. It is a Monday, which is the first thing we do every Monday is we check in with Tracy Hitz and Branding, letting us know what's going on in the mid-state with entertainment. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Doing pretty good. Our producer put together this wonderful little collection of what we do. I said, this way I don't have to tell everybody what we do.
Yeah, that was perfect.
Thank you, JP, for producing that. How are you today?
I'm doing good. It's the holiday week. People are kind of slowing down, so I'm able to kind of work on my business, not always in the business. So that's
Gotcha. Well, it doesn't mean that entertainment stops because we got a lot going on. Tell me a little bit about some of the things coming up this week, because you sent me some notes that were really incredible.
Yes, I thought that they might slow down a little bit, but they aren't. There's obviously still all those things that have kind of been going.
Yeah.
Holiday things like that started Thanksgiving, and things are ending around the 26th. Some are going through the 31st. So you have all of those that are still available. But I did want to pull a couple out. I love Craig Campbell. I'm sure you do too.
I do. And you know what? Every time I hear him sing, especially his acoustic stuff, I go, he's got such a great voice. He really does. He's so good.
He does. And he's just so happy and smiley, like his energy. I just love his energy. So he's doing the Craig Campbell Family and Friends Christmas concert. And that's down in Columbia, Tennessee. I don't know if you've been, I'm sure you've been to Columbia, but Homestead Hall. I've never been to that location, but I do go down to Columbia. I have a friend who owns a bakery down there. So love going to Columbia.
It's wonderful. Muletown is the best.
It's such a cute town. So again, I haven't been to that venue, but I loved pointing out new venues, and this seemed like the perfect time. And then our friend Jared Neiman will be there.
Lover. It's so good. He's so good. Yeah.
Love him. And then again, I feel like we can't really have the show without talking about Ava Page, who will also be there.
We cannot have anything without talking about her. This weekend, she was at Vanderbilt, singing the national anthem for one of their games, and it was just an astounding singer. She is.
Yes, she is amazing. So she will be there along with some other folks, but I want to talk about that. And then also tonight is Josh Turner at the Ryman, and I love him.
Ooh, that's so good.
I know. I feel like I talk about the Ryman a lot, but they have a lot of really great shows, so I can't really not tell people about it.
No, absolutely. And go to ryman.com to get your tickets to any show there. And I just think about how close we came to losing that venue.
Yes, that's crazy to think about. Yep. So then Amy Grant and Vince Gill always do their kind of residency around Christmas time. So Tuesday and Wednesday, those are the last days to see them at the Ryman as well. And I love them, and it's such a great show.
Yeah.
And then we've been going around town, going to all the pop-up holiday bars. So most of like the Bobby Hotel, the Noel, the Fairline, like almost everybody has a pop-up. Some of them have live music, but not all of them. But the one I wanted to point out is Nudies. They're doing they did one on the second floor. So that's down on Broadway. And you can guarantee that there's live music there.
Incredible.
Yes. So it's called Nudies Lit Up on Broadway. So you can go to the other fancy ones, but Nudies they do it right there.
Oh, absolutely. Of course, for those people that don't know, Nudie was the one who created the sparkly suits like Porter Wagner made famous, and everybody else, and Gene Autry and the whole crew, and for years. And then he was the teacher, and Manuel was his protege. And Manuel took it to a whole new level.
He did. I love it. And so those are kind of bigger places beside the Homestead. That's a little bit different. But I did want to talk about the locals. So there's a lot of people that usually there's songwriters events every single day of the week. Not as much this week because of the holidays. So I wanted to take this quick time to talk about the Nashville Tour Stop. I'm not sure if you've heard of them, but they basically are hosting some sort of round and sometimes full band shows almost every single day. So you can follow Nashville Tour Stop on Instagram. They have a great website actually too. Not everyone does a great website.
Nashville Tour Stop? I don't even know these people.
Yeah.
You find stuff I've never even heard of, and I've been here my whole life, it seems like.
Yeah. So basically they have different venues. And again, it's just they all in one spot. You can figure out where they're going to be. But they on Mondays, they're at the Moxie Downtown Hotel. I believe it's downtown. Actually need to check that to make sure it's not that other one over by Vanderbilt. And Tuesdays they do Old Red. The first and third Tuesdays they're at Cambria. Then Wednesdays they're at Basement. Fridays Cabana Taps, and Sundays at Belcourt Taps. So again, kind of check their Instagram. But they basically they're putting on these songwriter rounds really consistently in some of these great locations. And I just wanted to take a moment. I've been meaning to talk about them, like when there was a cool one that I wanted to feature, but I was like, you know what, I'm just going to tell everybody about them in general. Like I said, they have a great website and Instagram is where you can go, but they're one of the only ones that has an event this week. It's at Cabana Taps. Yes. And they did. So Belcourt Taps is one of the places they also go have things, and they're moving their original location that opened in 2011. They're moving locations. So yesterday they did 14 hours of live music at Belcourt Taps, just one after the other. So
wow. Holy moly.
Yeah, these people are serious about live music. So I just wanted to point them out. As I said, they have one this week at Cabana Taps, and then that's kind of it for like the singer-songwriters that normally kind of do stuff around town this week.
Incredible. So that is NashvilleTourStop.com?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yep.
Fantastic. You find all sorts of new good stuff. Thank you so much. Are you staying here for the holiday, or are you and hubby traveling over the holiday season?
We are traveling. He's from Indianapolis, so we'll go there first, and then we pop over to Illinois to see my family and then come back. So
wonderful. Well, safe travels. You're going to the snowy north, as they say. So you guys, but y'all are used to it.
We are, but yeah, we still watch out for that snow, but I appreciate that. The safety.
Thank you. Well, you have a good one, and Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Same to you.
Take care. Bye-bye. You can check out Hitz and Branding if you're an artist and you want to. I left my sweater on my pretty decor. Just took it off and just jumped right on into this. But y'all, hitzandbranding.com. Check it out. HITZ and branding.com. If you're an artist, you have a kid, a grandkid, a niece, nephew, and you say, they need some help in this business, y'all check her out, because Tracy knows what's going on. That is for sure. Going to check in with some folks who are watching today. Let's see. Elizabeth, good morning, sweet girl. How are you? Michelle, good morning. And I have not seen Pat around. Good morning. I'm so glad that you joined us today. Hopefully you guys will join us by clicking subscribe and follow wherever you are, whether you're on YouTube or Twitter or whatever. Just follow us. And we tell the stories of the mid-states during the midday. And Joe Dubin is our morning show, mornings on Main Street every day here on our Main Street pages at 7 a.m. Very, very cool. Well, I got to meet Anna Christina Cash through John Carter Cash, her husband. And I heard her voice singing Christmas music, and I said, you must have studied somewhere, because your voice is just so pristine. I will tell you that my favorite version of Oh Holy Night has always been John Barry's. Always. I'm just going to tell you right out. There's some really great versions out there, but John Barry has always been my absolute favorite. Well, one that rivals it and comes right up there with John is Anna Christina Cash.
Oh, holy night, the stars are brightly shining. It is the night of our dear Savior's birth. Long lay the world in sin and error pining, till he appeared and the soul felt its worth. A thrill of hope, the weary world rejoices, for yonder breaks a new and glorious morn. Fall on your knees, oh, hear the angel voices, oh, night divine, oh, night when Christ was born. Oh, night divine, oh, night divine. Oh, holy night, the stars are brightly shining. It is the night of our dear Savior's birth. Long lay the world in sin and error pining, till he appeared and the soul felt its worth. A thrill of hope, the weary world rejoices, for yonder breaks a new and glorious morn. Fall on your knees, oh, hear the angel voices, oh, night divine, oh, night when Christ was born. Oh, night divine, oh, night divine.
Isn't that beautiful? Ah, Elizabeth, I agree so much. It is. She does have an absolutely stunning, stunning voice. How many of you have a Christmas tradition of putting a crock pot or a great big pot of chili on the stove on Christmas Eve? And for my family, it was because everybody was coming from other places and driving in, and you just didn't know who was going to get there and at what time. Instead of having a big sit down dinner, you just had chili and all the fixins. Well, I found a recipe that I thought was really wild that was made out of ground turkey and used apples. Now, I have never heard of camp chili done this way with turkey and apples. Thought I'd just throw that out there as a different thing.
Hey, I'm Marissa from Novel Creature, and I'm out with Tennessee State Parks making turkey apple chili today.
Tennessee state parks are fantastic, and they also have holiday meals planned at places like Montgomery Bell. So check out if you want a place to stay if you're in town. A lot of people don't realize they have inns at a lot of our state parks. They're very affordable, and they also have wonderful restaurants with holiday meals planned. We also check in with our local chambers every day if they're doing something special.
Hey everybody, I'm Kathleen Hawkins, the President and CEO of the Hendersonville Area Chamber of Commerce, and I am out in Hendersonville, Tennessee with some mighty fine folks helping us recover from some of the storm damage this weekend. Many of you don't know that we had lots of damage and several people who lost their homes in the two peninsulas in our community, and we've got people in town helping us thrive once again in 37075. First, I'd like to introduce you to one of our dear friends and board members, Lynn. Tell everybody who you are real quick and what are you doing out here today?
Hey, I'm Lynn Bowles with Hendersonville Lifestyle Magazine, and we're here today to serve lunch for these workers that's coming to our community to help get rid of all the brush and limbs that came from the storm. So we're providing them with a free lunch from Tzatziki's, along with some water and a nice candy cane for the holidays. But we're here. We're going to be here every day this week giving these people lunch. We've got Millersville in the house. We got Gallatin in the house. What else we have in the house? We had, of course, we got Sumner County in the house. We got Hendersonville in the house. But we got a bunch of people out here, and there's a lot of limbs, and we're thinking they're going to be here probably another week getting those limbs up.
Yeah, they absolutely said that it was going to take a while to clean up our community, and we are so thankful for all the volunteers that have come out. You mentioned a few of them. You mentioned Millersville. You mentioned Goodlettsville. We've had people coming in from all over our community, all over Sumner County, pitching in and helping. If you see a lineman out in the field, if you see somebody with a big old truck in our community, know that they're working passionately and they're working feverishly to make a difference in our community. As your chamber, I want to give a shout out real quick to some of the restaurants that jumped in and said, yes, we want to serve our community. We already heard from Tzatziki's, like Lynn mentioned. They offered to jump in and help out by providing lunch to all the workers. You know, one of the things about having volunteers in town is we want to get them here in our community to help out and to pitch in, but we want to thank them for their time while they're serving and working. So Tzatziki's hooked us up and helped us out a little bit today, and then tomorrow we're going to have lunch from Subway brought to all of these workers, and then the next day we are going to have Pasta and Company. So hopefully they won't eat too many carbs and they'll be able to get back out. But Lynn, thank you so much for your service and for volunteering and for making a difference in our community. If you see a lineman and you're out there in your community, or if you know somebody that lives on the peninsula and needs our help, our chamber is here to make a difference, and our chamber is here to continue to serve you and to thank those that are serving our city, so we can once again continue to prosper and continue to thrive and to rebuild and clean up Hendersonville. Again, thank you. We're here to help. We're here to serve. Let us know how we can help you. And remember, tell all of the linemen and all of the workers in your community, lunch is on the chamber, and we are here in the city of Hendersonville. Just ask one of the city employers to find out where we're at, and we'll be here to serve you. Take care and God bless. Bye.
If you are part of a chamber and you want to get the word out about something you're doing, reach out to me, devinoday@gmail.com. Thrive in the 37075 has always been something important. What they do in Hendersonville has been far reaching. And so a shout out to Kathleen Hawkins and her crew for always letting us know what they're doing. And if you happen to be in the Murfreesboro area, there's an organization there that's helping people if you are getting your family together, one of the things that's always talked about when it comes to families is Alzheimer's and memory issues when a parent is aging. And it's always very apparent during the holidays. For my family, it was who was going to go sit with great grandma in the nursing home, because nobody ever let her spend a day by herself. There were a lot of kids, a lot of grandkids, and a ton of us great grandkids. And we all took our turns taking care of her. But when you are the caretaker, or maybe you are the spouse of someone with memory issues, it's very prohibitive. And there's an organization in Murfreesboro that I thought was a really important thing to let you know about. It's called Mindful Care, and it is a memory issue daycare.
It is the only state licensed one in Rutherford County, and we put a lot of our love and attention on each and every one of them and try to go by the things that they enjoy doing. This program is a great alternative to putting loved ones in a nursing home when they would prefer to be at home or with their loved ones.
And it's not just for the elderly. I know that when my father had some issues, he had 2 brain aneurysms, and it affected his memory and his day-to-day. And my mother always took care of him, but there were times when even things as simple as going to the grocery store were just very difficult, because she would lose him, or if he needed to go to the bathroom or whatever, she couldn't. It was issues. So to find a place that she could take him and have him engaged was so important, So mindful-care.org. They're in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Well, there's another organization that I think is really cool. I've been in Christmas on Main Street. I've been trying to help everybody find really interesting, usable, and unusual or different ways to buy this year for Christmas. And one is in Murfreesboro, Sarah's Backyard Birds, where you can have birding equipment and great bird seed delivered right to your door. And a service like that as a Christmas gift is incredible. My friends over in Cheatham County, in Pegram on Highway 70, the Mud Puddle Pottery. From their art gallery, they've got a ton of things for their holiday market, from homemade jewelry and mugs that are homemade pottery that are they're just one of a kind, and they're so good. But they also have classes, and those make great gifts too. And they're consumable, and the classes don't take up any room except in your heart. It really is wonderful. But there's an organization called Just Love Coffee, and it started as a group of people looking for fundraisers for families and couples who were trying to raise money to adopt internationally. And Just Love Coffee is a wonderful place. You can go there, and it's just a great coffee shop with good eats, but it's also a place that you can buy a consumable Christmas gift and help raise money for adoption things. Let's just talk a little bit about what Just Love Coffee is. If you see that Just Love sign up, it means just love.
Really, what I see myself as doing is trying to maintain the culture more than anything, is be a good example to the staff, to the customers, to the franchisees, to the vendors, to make sure that the tone that we set in everything that we do is rooted in love.
Core values: be genuine, be excellent, be a catalyst for love. The core of the brand is good.
We want that idea of being genuine, being excellent, being a catalyst for love to come across to the consumer, but we also want it to come across in the food that we serve, to the coffee that we serve, We want that experience to come through each one of our baristas that are on the front line interacting with those customers. We want the cooks to feel that way in the kitchen.
Just Love should never stop doing what you started with, which was the mission of making people feel welcome and feel like you're doing something good in the community.
We have that opportunity that when a customer comes into the shop, that with a name like Just Love, that's what they're going to experience.
Never stop building relationships with your customers. Never stop being intentional about knowing what they want when they come in.
It doesn't matter if you're a customer or a vendor or a competitor or a fellow staff member. You need to be kind to everybody.
It's getting people that really buy into to who we are and what we're doing, because if we ever compromise on that, then we'll lose our culture, and if we lose our culture, I think we'll lose our brand.
Become an oasis of love and kindness and generosity that they can come to, and then when they leave, they feel like their personal cup has been filled up a little bit. That is something that we've kind of always tried to do, and I hope we never quit that.
We have an opportunity to affect the story of somebody's life.
Just Love Coffee. I love the way that they created little individual websites where people who wanted to raise money, people could buy a pound of coffee and help somebody raise money and fill their coffers to offset the outlay of expenses for adoption. And I think that was just such a beautiful story. And so many children have found wonderful homes because of Just Love Coffee and all sorts of other things. And you can check out the Just Love brand. But as Main Street will tell you, for Christmas, a pound of coffee is priceless. It really is wonderful. If you've got a coffee drinker, a nice mug and a pound of coffee or a French press or something good for coffee, or even just the coffee, put a bow, and it is literally something that everybody can use. Doesn't take up a lot of room for long, but it's always welcome for a coffee drinker. Every morning they'll think of you. And I think that's a neat thing for Christmas on Main Street. So Mud Puddle Pottery in Pegram, Sarah's Backyard Birds in Murfreesboro, and Just Love Coffee. Christmas on Main Street continues. New music from the Jolly String Quartet. Speaking of adoption, these children came from a family. They're the most talented kids ever. And I want you to know their story, but I want you to hear about their new Christmas project.
Hey y'all, Christina here. Just wanted to let you know that our Christmas CD, Holly Jolly Christmas, is now available on all streaming platforms. So we hope you enjoy listening to it this holiday season. Also, we are releasing a brand new original Christmas single later this week. So stay tuned for all the behind the scenes sneak peeks, as well as more details coming later this week.
I just think they're the most talented kids ever. We don't have their new Christmas single yet, but we're going to get it as soon as it comes out. But until then, we're going to close the show with the Jolly String Quartet. This family of kids, so talented. And just imagine them doing Christmas music, and get their new Christmas CD, download it wherever you get your good music. We're going to close. I want to say good shout outs to everybody. Elizabeth, I know. Going to try that turkey apple chili. Hello to Regina. And obviously, they've got a Just Love Coffee close to you, Elizabeth, in Murfreesboro, about a half mile. Yes, I love it. Running for a meeting. Everybody head off to a wonderful day. Be safe, be kind. Remember, you are loved. Going to close with the Jolly String Quartet. A little wheelhouse.
1, 2, 3.